Speculation about the successor to Iran's supreme leader after the death of President Raisi. Iran appoints acting foreign minister after helicopter crash. Russia failed in its solution to combat nuclear weapons in space. The commander of Ukraine's Azov brigade vowed to rescue hundreds of comrades captured by Russia. Speculation about the successor to Iran's supreme leader after the death of President Raisi. A long-standing rumor arose again after Iranian President Ebrahim Raisi, who was expected to replace Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khomeini, died. After the helicopter crash that caused Mr. Raisi's death, the person rumored to succeed the position of Iran's supreme leader is Mr. Ayatollah Ali Khomeini's son, Mr. Mojtaba Khomeini, described as the shadow man of Iran. Iranian politics. Mr. Mojtaba, 55 years old, is the second of Mr. Khomeini's 6 children. According to the New York Times, Mr. Mojtaba Khomeini has long been rumored to take over his father's current position at some point in the future. Mr. Mojtaba Khomeini teaches at Iran's largest seminary in Qom, but other religious leaders have objected to his qualifications. He has not yet attained high rank in the Shiite clerical hierarchy, which has long been considered necessary to assume the supreme leadership role. What the son of Iran's supreme leader seems adept at, however, is political maneuvering. A veteran of the Iran-Iraq War, Mr. Khomeini was a teammate of Mr. Hossein Taib, who later became the leader of the Basij paramilitary unit of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC and later led the IRGC's intelligence force for many years. Mr. Mojtaba Khomeini is also said to have other high-level connections with Iran's security apparatus. He was accused by Iranian reformers of playing a key role in the 2005 presidential election, helping Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, a hardline populist, unexpectedly defeat leading candidates in the election. At that moment, Iran appoints acting foreign minister after helicopter crash. According to state news agency IRNA, Deputy Foreign Minister Ali Bagheri Khani will be appointed acting foreign minister of Iran, when his predecessor Hossein Amir Abdollahian died in a plane crash on May 19. On the afternoon of May 20, state news agency IRNA said, after the martyrdom of Hossein Amir Abdollahian, Iran's foreign minister, with the approval of the cabinet, Mr. Ali Bagheri Khani, deputy foreign minister assigned, was appointed acting Minister of Foreign Affairs. Previously, state news agency IRNA reported that the helicopter accident occurred when President Raisi and Foreign Minister Amir Abdollahian returned from the inauguration ceremony of a dam on Iran's border with Azerbaijan on May 19. 9 people on the helicopter were confirmed dead the next day, including the President and Foreign Minister of Iran. Mr. Khani is a politician with tough views, and is also the leader of Iranian delegations attending indirect negotiations with the U.S. on nuclear issues and prisoner exchanges. Previously, he also took on the role of negotiator in nuclear discussions between Iran and the West under former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, from 2007 to 2013. A spokesman for Iran's Guardian Council, the 12-member council responsible for overseeing elections and the rule of law, called the death of President Ebrahim Raisi a great loss for the Iranian nation. However, spokesman Hadi Tayan Nazif also said that while Iran is grieving the death of the president, the country's executive apparatus will not be suspended. Iran's constitution stipulates that the 3 heads of the branches of government, including the vice president, speaker of parliament and head of the judiciary, must arrange an election and elect a new leader within 50 days from the date the acting president temporarily assumes power. Russia failed in its solution to combat nuclear weapons in space. On May 20, the United Nations Security Council rejected Russia's draft resolution against military activities in space, according to AFP. Russia's draft resolution calls on all states to take urgent measures to permanently prevent the placement of weapons in space between celestial bodies and the threat or use of force in space. That time, the draft resolution received 7 votes in favor, including votes from China, and 7 votes against, including votes from the US, UK and France, while Switzerland abstained. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations Robert Wood said, "Russia does not want the Security Council to focus on its dangerous actions in space." Mr. Wood reiterated U.S. accusations that Moscow is trying to put nuclear weapons into orbit. Meanwhile, Russian Ambassador to the United Nations Vasily Nebenzia said that those who sided with Russia were generally satisfied with the voting results, and Western countries today are isolated in the Security Council. Russia's draft resolution followed the draft resolution proposed by the US and Japan at the end of April, receiving 13 votes in favor but being vetoed by Russia, while China abstained. The US document calls on all nations, especially those with major space capabilities, to actively contribute to the goal of using interstellar space peacefully and to prevent an arms race in space between celestial bodies. Mr. Nebenzia claimed after the April vote that the US and Japanese draft resolutions concealed a deviant plan of our Western colleagues that has nothing to do with such a noble goal. UN Security Council proposals require 9 votes in favor to pass and no objections from the 5 veto-wielding members. The commander of Ukraine's Azov Brigade vowed to rescue hundreds of comrades captured by Russia. Lieutenant Colonel Denis Rytis Prokopenko, commander of Ukraine's notorious Azov Brigade, said that there are more than 900 Azov warriors participating in protecting the Azovstal fortress that has been held by Russia for the past 2 years and vowed to fight until we get all our teammates home. Lieutenant Colonel Denis Rytis Prokopenko, commander of the Azov Brigade of the Ukrainian National Guard, recently recalled that more than 900 Azov fighters have been detained by Russia for 2 years. This is exactly how much time has passed since Azov militants left the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol, Donetsk province after a failed death defense operation. The Russian army at that time cut off all sources of reinforcements, surrounded Azovstal so tightly that not even a fly could get through, forcing Ukrainian forces, mainly Azov fighters, to finally surrender. The defense of Mariupol saved Ukraine. The price for this rescue was the lives of our fighters, those who lost their lives in that urban war as well as the freedom of hundreds of brothers of us, but who has been detained in Russia for the past 2 years, Mr. Prokopenko stated. It's been 2 years. 2 years of Russian detention for more than 900 soldiers of the 12th Azov Special Forces Brigade, those who defended Ukraine with desperate measures, Mr. Prokopenko emphasized further. The commander of the Azov Brigade emphasized that the names of Azov fighters will not be forgotten and this unit will continue to fight until all comrades detained in Russia are released. Today, every struggle, every shot, and every step leads to the same goal, bringing captured Azov fighters home. And until that happens, we will continue to fight. We will bring everyone back. We will liberate everyone, Mr. Prokopenko emphasized.